What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at Captain Phillips, directed by Paul Greengrass, starring Tom Hanks. Captain Phillips is a biopic based on the 2009 hijacking of the U.S. container ship Maersk Alabama and it's crewed by a bunch of Somalian pirates. All right, that's the overall plot line of Captain Phillips. Let's talk about it. I think overall, Captain Phillips is a very good and solid action thriller biopic. I think it pays respect to its real life story, and I think it's full. And I think Tom Hanks gives an absolutely great performance. Now, is this a perfect movie? No, it's not. I actually think that Captain Phillips does have some flaws to it, but as an overall package, I was not disappointed by this film whatsoever. So, with all that being said, let me quickly illustrate my positives before I get on to my negatives. Positives. Tom Hanks as Captain Phillips, I thought did a fantastic job. Tom Hanks is just the master at playing the everyday common man who gets put into these outstanding situations that he finds that he gets himself into, and then miraculously finds a way out of it. Captain Phillips is one of those stories. Now, yes, I'm not all that familiar with the real life story behind Captain Phillips aside from this film, and this is a movie, so creative liberties are going to be taken. But for what it's worth, I thought Tom Hanks embodied the spirit of the real Captain Phillips to a T. Tom Hanks does a really good job at making Captain Phillips feel like a selfless human being and somebody who is doing whatever he can to protect his crew. And again, I thought Tom Hanks did a fantastic job. Uh, the actor Bakhad Abdi, the gentleman who played Muse, the one of the lead hijacker, I thought he did a great job in his role as well. This was literally his debut film, and he held his own on screen with a heavy hitter like Tom Hanks. And I gotta give Abdi a lot of credit. He really earned all the critical praise that he got with his film, and he got himself into pop culture with the now infamous look at me, I'm the captain now" quote. So Abdi, aside from that, Abdi I thought did a great job. The supporting cast in this movie, I thought they all played their roles really, really well. Michael Chernus plays Shane Murphy, who is the first mate of Captain Phillips, and I thought he did fine in the role that he was in. I thought he was really, really good, and I thought the other actors who played Muse's pirate friends, I thought they played their roles really well too, and the actors who played members of the crew, I also thought did their roles exceptionally well. So yeah, from an acting standpoint, no complaints. This is a good, solid cast. From an overall production value, I thought Paul Greengrass did a fantastic job behind the director's chair. This is not a movie with like groundbreaking visuals, but it is a movie that is done by somebody who knows how to be a director, and he knows how to do, what and he knows what and what not to do when behind the camera. I think from a directorial standpoint, Paul Greengrass did an outstanding job. And I also think the cinematography in this movie looks fantastic as well. There are some moments where you do get some shaky cam, but it's not distracting like it is in some action thriller movies. So from an overall technical level, I thought this movie was well made and well produced. All right, now let me get on to my negatives. One of the big negatives I have is this movie has Kathleen Keener, who plays Captain Phillips' wife, and aside from one brief scene at the beginning of the movie, we don't see her ever again. I think that's a mistake. I mean, you got the trouble of getting Keener in your movie. Do more scenes with her. Give me a scene where she finds out that her husband's being held hostage by the Somali pirates. You know, have her actively go out and seek the navy, or have her just do something. You know, trying to cope with the situation. I think it would have added to. I think it would have added a more human drama to it, because I would like to have seen how Captain Phillips' family was reacting to him being held hostage and his entire crew, pretty much at the mercy at the band of pirates. I don't think we didn't get enough. I didn't get that, which is a shame because I think there would have been some interest. I think it would have added enough. I think it would have added a lot. Personally, that's just me. Uh, Another thing that I didn't care for was that so the first half of the movie is basically the pirates taking over the cargo ship, and the second half of the movie is basically Captain Phillips being held hostage in a lifeboat with the band of pirates. Now, I like it. The problem is was that once Captain Phillips is taken hostage, we won't really see the crew again. I would have liked to have seen how they reacted to Phillips being held hostage and what they were going through as well. I would have liked to have seen more of the human drama of this movie from the supporting characters as opposed to Captain Phillips pretty much taking up all the screen. I think I think Paul Greengrass focused maybe a little too heavily on Phillips and his supporting cast kind of got shafted a little bit. I'm not a big fan of that. You could have done more with with Captain Phillips' family coping with him being held hostage, and I would have liked to have seen how the rest of the crew was handling Phillips being held hostage as well. Like this movie kind of glossed over his first mate Shane Murphy a lot. Uh, Another thing that didn't really sit well with me is that there are moments where Captain Phillips is acting like John McClane from Die Hard. Now listen, I understand it's a movie and liberties have to be taken in order to add some juice to this. But yeah, from the stories that I heard, Captain Phillips was not as heroic as this movie paints him to be. Not that he wasn't a coward, but he wasn't like pushing guys into the water and having fist fights with pirates, as this movie wants me to believe it is. Like there are some moments where Phillips is going full on John McClane, and I was kind of like, you're losing me a little bit. You're losing me a little bit. Scale it down. Scale it down. Uh, so yeah. With all that being said, I give Captain Phillips a very high recommendation because the positives outweigh the negatives. This is still a very good movie. It's got a very simple and very good story to it. It's got an outstanding cast. Paul Greengrass does a fantastic job at showing, at overall showing respect to this story and respect to the people who are involved. And a lot of scenes are legitimately well directed. Like the scenes in the lifeboat, they're beautiful. They're filled with such tension and suspense where you don't know what's going to happen. And I love filmmaking like that. The subplot with the Navy trying to rescue Captain Phillips, I thought that stuff was really well handled as well. So yeah, there's a lot to like about Captain Phillips. So yeah, with all that being said, Captain Phillips to me gets a solid 8 out of 10. I highly recommend this movie. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like this video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.